Now I know I may not give this vibe given my attire, but I actually really like horror games. PT is one of my favorite games ever made. I just finished playing Resident Evil 9, which was excellent, and the recent Silent Hill F was very good. Here's the problem though, co-op games make for really bad horror games. Maybe it's just me, but anytime I load up a multiplayer horror game, I just end up laughing a ton because I love my friends. I don't actually get scared. Adamir?
Yeah?
You okay?
No!
Oh. This is probably a bigger topic for a whole other video, but the feeling of safety you get from being in a group of your closest buddies isn't exactly conducive for deeply horrifying scares. But I'm always on the lookout for the exception to the rule anyway. With Reanimal, the search still continues, but it's still really interesting to talk about. I don't have a ton of experience when it comes to the Little Nightmares series. I've only played the first one and a little bit of the second, but Reanimal definitely caught my eye when it was announced to be a 2-player co-op game. I know there's a Little Nightmares 3 that just came out and it's got co-op, but judging by the review scores, I wanted something that was maybe a little bit more fun. But hey, maybe I'll give it a shot down the line and we'll make another video for comparison.
Circular level design, Souls-like.
Souls-like.
Get on the ladder, you stupid. What?
You can do it. I believe in you.
How do you...
You just, yeah.
She wouldn't do it.
I know you're scared of ladders, but you can do it. There really aren't that many shared screen co-op games that don't have Lego in the title, and especially not ones that only make you buy one copy. So I can't help but feel contractually obligated to at least try it out. I mean, there was a comment that said I was YouTube's co-op boy, so I mean, I don't make the rules. And spoilers, I actually had a really good time with it. And actual spoiler warning, I will be showing footage from throughout the entire game. So if you want to go in blind, go play it and then watch this video. But before we get into that, for those of you who are new to my channel, I review co-op in video games. Not just how the games are themselves, but also how they are to play with friends and how you can get set up to play them yourself. As always, these reviews are sorted into the good, the bad, and the co-op. And let's get things started by talking about the good. Reanimal is one of those games that I think will never not be memorable as time goes on. Like, yes, obviously it shares a lot of DNA from the Little Nightmares series, but I think it does a really good job in carving out a personality that is uniquely its own. The shtick this time around is that there are, you guessed it, Reanimals. Is that the sheep Reanimal?
Oh, is that the Reanimal?
Oh. Oh.
It's reanimalizing.
Whoa. It's kind of hard to describe what they even are besides massive, grotesque versions of regular animals. These animals serve as big set pieces that separate Reanimal into its distinct segments. I wouldn't necessarily call them bosses per se, as there's not a whole lot of combat in this game, but they're so disturbed looking that I think the title of boss still applies.
Yeah, just take him. It's okay.
Yeah. Just eat him. What?
Why has it got... I don't like that it has human legs.
Yeah, that's weird. And they're toned. He does squats in the gym.
And they're toned.
I mean, yeah, they're just human legs. Nothing of note otherwise. Everything in this game looks absolutely stunning, while also maintaining this uncanniness to it that strays just enough away from photorealism to make you feel uncomfortable. Well, either uncomfortable or just in awe of how truly incredible of an experience Reanimal is. The camera work and the composition of the levels, both visually and mechanically, are an absolute marvel to look at. Somehow, they've managed to strike a perfect balance in feeling completely unnerving, but also allowing for me to be incredibly stupid in co-op. What? Right. Not just in its physics-based animations that make for good punchlines, but also the masks that act as the main collectible for the game. Throughout the whole story, there are 18 masks that you can find to use to customize the look of your character. These masks act as a way to reward you for exploring, but also as a way to differentiate you from your co-op partner. All these masks definitely do fit the vibe of the game, but they're also just the stupidest looking things. That's gotta be a hat.
The fuck?
It's a hat!
Yeah, sure, but I'll put this on my head.
Oh, it's all wiggly and gross, too.
Oh, I hate that.
That's awful. Your balls.
Anyway. I'm bald.
Pylon head?
Wait, sneak up to it, maybe.
Oh, I can hit.
Oh, beat the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Oh god, you go, god, you're killing it. Oh, you're killing it. Oh no. You will be remembered, Pylon Crab.
There's something about acting like a total idiot in the face of something as haunting as Reanimal that just really gives me the giggles.
He's turning these things into the skin suits.
Yeah. Gotta take a poopy, hold on. Oh, that's cool.
Which Paul brother was it that did the thing?
Are you okay?
I don't think I'm okay.
Okay, I'll get the door for you. Oh, it's locked. Well, do you have the key?
Yeah, we get it. We get
Jesus!
that guy got a collateral.
Yo, Mom, get the camera! One of the main goals that you discover through playing is that you're trying to rescue your little friends from the various monsters that inhabit each area of the game, which not only serves as a great visual representation of your progress, but it's also a fantastic thematic reason to have you explore an impressively varied set of beautiful and disturbing environments. And I think what makes these levels feel so uniquely unnerving is owed a lot to the size of the player character. In Reanimal, you play as small children in a world that's built for much, much larger beings. As a result of this, how you interact with the world is very different from other horror games. You're short, so you hide under tables, escape through small spaces. You need to boost each other up to get over walls, or work together to open heavy doors. I love how disempowering this feels. There is combat, but it's really only for smaller enemies. If it's anything larger than yourself, that's well beyond what's possible. Because of this, the boss fights are more about getting away from them than actually beating them. Uh-oh.
Oh god, they have
don't,
spears.
Don't get hit by that.
Oh!
Ooh, yeah. Oh.
God damn it.
That was a good shot. As a brief aside, I actually really like this in comparison to a lot of other horror media. It's always like scary and spooky at the beginning, but progressively over time, as you learn more, it gets less and less scary, and it all culminates into this big explosion or gunfight or something. I really appreciate Reanimal because it continues to get weirder and weirder, keeping you off guard for pretty much the whole time. I still didn't really get all that scared. It is a co-op game, but Jamie still said it was really scary, so I'd take her word for it over mine. What's that switch do? Oh.
Ah! It turns the demons on.
Ah! And there's a ton of variety, and not just where you go, but what you do. One minute you'll be loading a cannon to shoot a behemoth. The next minute you'll be escaping a monster in an ice cream truck. The next you'll be throwing harpoons at swimming zombies. I particularly like the part where you put on a diving suit and explore the bottom of a sunken ship. Oh!
Yeah! No ice cream for you.
Uh-oh. This is fine.
No, we're good.
I know I haven't reviewed one yet, never say never, but the amount of different and interesting gameplay mechanics reminds me a lot of the games from Hazelight. In games like Split Fiction or It Takes Two, you're always moving from idea to idea to idea, and each idea has you think and play completely differently from the mechanic before it. Reanimal feels like it takes inspiration from this structure because you always have a different monster to adjust to or a new mechanic to engage with and cooperate around. This does wonders for the pacing of the game, and despite its runtime of about 4 to 5 hours, it can breeze by in a single play session. Oh god.
Okay.
It's so much funnier that you have a cone on your head. I was also pleasantly surprised by Reanimal's story. it's not really what I expected. Usually with a game like Limbo or Little Nightmares, I'm just kinda along for the ride, not really understanding the finer details of the story, but Reanimal's narrative really intrigued me. It clearly has a lot of subtext that I'm mostly too dumb for, but even I had a blast trying to untangle what was going on and was captivated by what would happen next. The plot is sparse. It's mostly something you pick up through context clues rather than through dialogue. This can lead to some confusion on what's happening, but even despite my confusion in some places, I still think it manages to stick the landing beautifully. Now, there really isn't too much that I find too wrong about Reanimal since it's such a short game, but honestly, that's one of my gripes with it. From opening the game and starting up the recording for this review to closing it, we played for 4.5 hours, which I would definitely take a really good short game rather than an exceptionally long, fine enough game. But I genuinely think that there's legs here for a longer runtime. Because the pacing of Reanimal is so quick, each mechanic doesn't really get a chance to be fully fleshed out. Each segment comes and goes with barely enough time to get 1 or 2 puzzles out of them before it moves on. As an example, there's a segment in the game where you and your partner are tied together with a rope, making your movement more limited, requiring you to be more in sync with each other. There's really only one short puzzle that utilizes this idea, and then the game just kind of drops the mechanic entirely. I would have loved to see this part of the game get stretched out, to fully explore different fun and scary situations to put the player in. Like maybe you'd have to swing from rafters to stay undetected from the big monster, so the two of you would have to like time your swings. Or maybe the rope could have physics collisions, so you could like wrap it around objects and pull them places. I'm not a game designer, I know, but I think pretty much every part of this game would have benefited from getting time to grow, which I want to reiterate isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I really think that this game is good enough to warrant it. 2 more hours to the runtime I don't think would have overstayed its welcome at all. I recognize that may not be realistic for an indie development team, but it's still just a thought. There's another part where you manually load, aim, and fire a massive cannon at a big monster. Given how polished the controls and animations are, you would probably expect to use it in a larger shooting segment, but in reality, you only really load it and fire at a non-moving target once, and then you never use it again. This is definitely my bias showing, but man, I wanted more things to shoot. Let's bring in some ammo. Lord knows we're probably gonna need all of it.
Come on, gang.
No, they're not helping us.
Lazy fucks.
I will say there was one mechanic that did have a bit of a problem, and that was one specific co-op section. Now, the combat doesn't have a lot of depth to it, and it's a little wonky, which isn't really a big deal since it's not the focus of the game.
Dynamic seagull combat.
That's going on the back of the box.
Fish AI.
But in this specific part that I'm talking about, there was a pretty sharp difficulty spike that felt a little weird. It's super dark, so you have to use your light, and there's a huge amount of enemies. The only problem is that you have to put your light away to be able to attack. These enemies are also able to kill you with 1 hit, and even if they only get 1 of you, this still results in a game over. There's more. Behind us, behind us, behind us.
We got hey!
Fuck, I mistimed it! This is ridiculous. What the hell is this? Where you go? Oh, there's so many more. There's so many more.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, you son of a bitch! Oh.
Damn.
Oh no. Please have a checkpoint. I think it's contextual. You said. We should run. You know what? One thing we haven't done this whole time?
Good point.
Oh,
boy, that worked great.
We probably died somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 times trying to get past it. It wasn't super frustrating or anything, and we did eventually get through it fine, but it did feel a tad bit odd. Like any good co-op game, setup is so easy, there's hardly anything to say. Just decide who's hosting, and if you're on Steam like us, you can literally just right-click your friend and just join them without an invite. There does also appear to be a lobby code system, which is nice, but it doesn't seem to be necessary since Steam makes it so seamless. On launch, they didn't allow you to choose what character you could play as, but it looks like since then it's been updated to where you can choose your character, which is cool. Because setup is so easy, I want to talk about what's a lot more interesting about this game. And that's the friend pass. Way back during my Wolfenstein Youngblood review, this was a novelty. now it's a known about, albeit underused, industry trend. But I think for Reanimal specifically, it's a great fit. Essentially, only one person needs to own the game. The other person can just go onto the store and download the free Friend Pass version of the game and just connect through that way. For a game that clearly is about bringing back the feel of couch co-op, it's really nice to be able to have that feeling with friends that you may not get to see in person that much. A game as short as this that's still $40? I'd say this evens it out at least a little. Speaking of couch co-op, playing Reanimal with friends, online or not, is a shared screen experience. At no point is there a split screen like you would see in Split Fiction, but at the same time, there isn't as much going in two different directions as you would see in a Lego game. And because the flow of levels is fairly linear, I never really felt like we couldn't go places that I wanted to go. It was very easy to feel in sync with Jamie. The only time when it gets a little wonky is when you get to the boat parts. During these segments, one person is driving a boat, and the other person is in front with either a lantern or a harpoon for combat. Unlike the rest of the game, you can actually turn the camera 360 degrees, which on its own is definitely an odd thing to get used to. With a setup like this, you'd expect the camera to be per player, but it's actually not. One player controls the camera for both people. I would have thought that the one driving the boat would get the camera controls, but it's actually the person at the front that gets that privilege.
I don't understand the camera.
You just turn it with the right stick.
I think you control the camera.
Oh, I do? So if I just keep spinning it, it spins?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
To be fair though, I'm not really sure either option would be better. On one hand, if the person driving the boat gets control of the camera, then that gives the person who's like throwing harpoons at enemies a huge disadvantage. But on the other hand, being the one driving the boat trying to stay straight without camera control is difficult to say the least. And it's not like making the camera per player would have been a solution anyway. If that were the case, both players would see different things, making the experience feel less collaborative. And that's not even mentioning how that just wouldn't be possible if you're playing in couch co-op. I think it's probably the lesser of three evils, but it's still a weird thing to get used to.
Is that the turret out there?
Oh, yes. Okay.
It's all coming back
Fuck
around.
Yeah. Oh, and that's it. Oh, yeah. Down, tap, middle,
Are
down.
you doing this camera?
Yep.
Oh.
No, they designed it like this. Look at that hole. This has probably gotten smoothed out since launch, but we also noticed some netcode problems here and there. Nothing major, but things like enemies blinking out of existence for a second, or objects flying off screen, or some rubber banding that isn't too consistent across players.
What the fuck?
We need its eyeball.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Huh? Real.
Tough crowd, anyone? Why did I fall over? Oh, I can sit here.
Oh yeah.
Yay. Whoa. It's nothing immersion breaking, and it only really happens every once in a while, but it did stick out a bit more thanks to how good the rest of the experience is. Through breathtaking visuals, intriguing storytelling, interesting and varied mechanics, and a fun cooperative atmosphere, Reanimal masterfully delivers a thought-provoking, scary, and seamless co-op experience. While I may not have gotten scared, I can absolutely say I had a blast goofing off with Jamie and exploring its creepy and grotesque corners. I've seen criticism floating around that this game might be a bit too short for people, but honestly, after beating it, I didn't have that feeling. $40 is definitely a bit of an ask for something that's just around 4 hours to complete, but I still think it's got a lot of interesting things to say with very cool ways of saying them. Cooperatively, it's absolutely nailed not only the ease of getting into a game, but also the fun of interesting mechanics that will have you and your friend working together and fully engrossed the entire way through. So $40 feels a little steep to you, but you're still interested in playing it? See if you can convince a friend to be your way into this horrifically wonderful game. It's worth it. I'm TheAmazinggap, and thanks for watching.